All right. Drug testing in Major League Baseball is my topic. My specific goal is to persuade my audience to believe that drug testing in Major League Baseball should be more strict. Baseball has always been known as America's national pastime. Major League Baseball, depending on your age, is what you either listen to on the radio or you watched on TV. Baseball, though, is a child's game, being played by adults who get paid. But with the state of Major League Baseball right now, it probably should have stayed a child's game. The Mitchell Report was the beginning of end for Major League Baseball, and it revealed all the fallacies of the game. Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Manny Ramirez, Roger Clemens, and 120 other people who are currently on a list of players that we know have tampered with human growth hormones or other banned substances. Major League Baseball's current policy is too lax and should be more strenuous. Now let's talk a little bit about the Mitchell Report. In 2003, Senator George Mitchell did an investigation on the drug use in baseball. I got this from ESPN.com's Mitchell Report. A large number of players, staff, security, training staff, and other members of Major League Baseball were interviewed to find out exactly what is going on with the steroid use in baseball. In 2007, a list of 89 players were released to have either taken or bought steroids before 2003. Some of the names on this list were very popular players, and I'm going to give you a long list. Barry Bonds, Ken Caminetti, Jose Canseco, Roger Clemens, Jason Giambi, David Justice, Rafael Palmeiro, Chuck Knobloch, John Rocker, Miguel Tejada, Mo Vaughn, and even Mike Stanton were just a few of the players on this list. And because of the Mitchell Report was supposed to be penalty-free, and just for common knowledge only, 47 of these players have actually played their entire careers penalty-free. Some players have been proven guilty and found the easy way out. They decided to retire, but will always have their names in the record books next to the greats who actually did things the right way. The next piece of information I got was from Quinn, Wada, and Nelson's ESPN article, Ramirez Used Fertility Drugs. The most recent case was Manny Ramirez, who in 2010 failed a drug test on what he called ignorance of not knowing what was in his prescribed medication. He received a 50-game ban for that. This year he took a follow-up test, received a 100-game ban, and instead of taking the 100-game ban, he decided he would just go ahead and retire. And right in the record books, he's going to have his name there forever with no asterisk or anything. This next piece of information is from Dave Sheinen's Washington Post article on Bonds sets baseball's home run record. Barry Bonds broke arguably the most important record of all time in baseball on August 7, 2007, when he hit his 756th home run in San Francisco. Previously, 755 home runs had been hit by the all-time great Hank Aaron. Now Barry Bonds holds that record, and even though he will forever hold that spot in history, he is really, just because of trials and scandal, marred his image and may never ever get to see the Hall of Fame. From Willie Weinbaum's ESPN interview, Mark McGwire apologizes to La Russa and Selig. Finally, on September 8, 1998, Mark McGwire hit his 62nd home run, only to be followed by Sammy Sosa 5 days later. But by the end of the season, McGwire had hit 70 home runs, breaking the new single-season home run record. The previous record was held by Roger Maris in 1961, and for years Mark McGwire battled critics of steroids, especially since his name had been, in a sea of criticism. McGwire too went to trial over steroids, and as of this year, he finally admitted to the Maris family and to the rest of the world that he did, in fact, use steroids. He admitted using them for rehabilitation purposes only, but hey, at the end of the day, a user is a user, and regardless of the so-called reason, he may also never see his name in the Hall of Fame. So after hearing exactly what players can get away with, what is the current policy in place? Well, the current policy is called the no tolerance policy, and in most environments, no tolerance means, hey, no tolerance whatsoever. But in Major League Baseball, it means a suspension of 50 games, which right now is just a third of the season. But during that suspension, you can still play in the AAA team to keep yourself in shape. Currently, players are tested once a year, and if felt a need be, a player could be tested any time extra during the calendar year. If you fail your test, you're given a mandatory 50-game suspension, but up till 2009, it was just a small fine and a 10-game suspension. Currently, this is the state of Major League Baseball. There are things that Commissioner Bud Selig can do to correct the problem, and he is going in the right direction, but we're really far away from where we need to be to make this problem right. Baseball is our national pastime. It should remain that way. The integrity of the game should stay in place. In a world where new drugs are being created daily, the commissioner and his people should remain one step ahead of these players and put something more effective into place and give baseball the integrity of a child's game once again. Thank you.